Hi guys, so we wanted to start this video with a bit of an update on Arlo. Arlo's right here. He's doing great, but we've had a bit of a shitsuation, I guess you could say, over the past week. It's been very, very challenging because Arlo contracted canine parvovirus, which is a deadly disease for the intestines and digestion and hydration of puppies.
Yeah, so this first week with Arlo was, what Roy said, very challenging, and it got to a very traumatizing point. Basically, when we brought Arlo home, he already had the parvovirus, which we weren't aware of because he was vaccinated for it. We took his records into the vet to verify. All of his shots were up to date. All the shots were verified. He got exactly what he needed. It was just that unfortunate timing of getting the vaccination, contracting it, and then suddenly he's home with us. I think it was day 2 that we started to notice. I was like, oh wow, like my puppy's really chill. Like he's a chill dude. And then I was like, he's too chill. He's a puppy, he's 8 weeks old, he should not be this chill. Me being very paranoid, we just took him to the vet, and that's kind of where things snowballed from there. He tested positive for the parvovirus. He did end up having to get hospitalized, so he was hospitalized for 3 days. And to just be quite blunt, we didn't know if we were gonna see him again.
That was the challenging part, and this entire thing has been ultimately very, very challenging. Because of his vaccinating situation, there was a chance that he could have had a potential false negative or false positive for the parvovirus, for Parvo, and so it was a little bit unclear just kind of going into it what he actually had, because Parvo is incredibly serious for puppies because they need to be pumped with IV fluids. They get a catheter in their arm, they have a bunch of medication, they have to be completely quarantined and isolated because it is very deadly and very easily contractable to other dogs. And so to get this potential polarizing situation where it was either a false positive and nothing to worry about and that he could just be adapting to his new environment and his food, or he could have Parvo, were very different outcomes of this situation. So we took him to the vet and we got some medicine for him, then we brought him back home, we monitored him, and then we needed to bring him back the next day because he wasn't really improving.
Yeah, his energy levels just plummeted. It got to the point where he was not showing signs of being a normal, healthy puppy. Like, he should have been bothering us, he should have been tearing up all of our stuff, and we should have been so annoyed and so in love, and something just seemed wrong, and he wasn't eating.
And what's incredible is that we had to take them to an overnight emergency clinic because the regular vet has 9 to 5 hours, and they weren't going to test him for Parvo. They looked at him and they were like, that is not a Parvo dog, because Parvo dogs are almost completely already on death's doorstep in terms of they're on their side. They are vomiting, having diarrhea with blood and potential intestinal lining in their diarrhea, so you can tell when a dog has Parvo for the most part, and they weren't going to test him, and Brennan insisted on getting him tested for Parvo, and it came back with a full positive, and so they were like, whoa, they were incredibly surprised. We had to do, because of the coronavirus, another virus that's plaguing us right now. I had to wait in the car, she had to go inside.
They immediately went back, put on PPE, they sprayed down the entire room that like me and Arlo were waiting in. Like, it was intense. It was 24-hour care. We left him in the hands of the vets for 3 days, just calling in the middle of the night, getting checkups. Every
8 hours, just checking up on a situation. We had to transfer him back to our regular vet. And ultimately we got to take him home after 3 days of IV fluids and medicines and just everything that they could give him, because Parvo doesn't kill a dog, it's the effects of Parvo that kill a dog, and in terms of the damage that it does to their intestinal lining and dehydration. And so the idea is just to keep a dog alive throughout that process, which just sounds very scary and morbid, and none of the information that we got through this entire process was very reassuring throughout all this, other than if you hospitalize a dog with parvo, they have a better chance of surviving than when they don't, which sounds like it's positive information, but not exactly when you're just kind of sitting at home waiting for updates. I don't want this to be too long to start this, because we want to get back into the positivity of all of this right now.
We needed to update.
Yes.
Like, we have kind of shut ourselves out to the world this past week because we have just been so afraid of having to update people that Arlo is no longer with us.
Just had him for a day. He got parvo, and then that was it.
Focus on anything other than that.
Right.
He is so much better now. We woke up this morning and he like ran into our bedroom, tail a wagging, just so happy to see us. He is scarfing down his food. Bowel movements are great.
They're
if you wanted
fantastic,
to know that.
which is such a weird thing to be happy about.
Little dude is on the up and up. I feel a lot better talking about it now. We were both kind of in a very dark place a few days ago, but we needed to update so we can move on and enjoy Arlo being here and being home and a part of the family. We're already taking cat and puppy photo shoots of them playing together.
We are. We just want to get back to life, because that is what it's all about. Moving forward, remaining positive, and getting through the really hard times. And we made that game show video pretty much right as those symptoms started, and just from then to now, it's just been this just really negative kind of dark place. But like you said, he's home. He's on so many medications. He's on Serenia, metoclopramide. He's on propectolin. He's on what else is he on? He's on Rebound, and what am I forgetting? Augmentin. Just all of these probiotics and necessary medicines that he has to take just indefinitely until they either run out or he feels better. And we have to take him to a very secluded part of the neighborhood with a little bleach bottle, where, you know, just moving forward and just being aware of his situation, just in case, because I think he's pretty much on the other side of this. He's definitely out of that concerning time period, and potentially out of the contagious time period too. But just to be safe for a long time, we're going to be making sure he's very, very well taken care of in that aspect too.
I also wanted to cover two things, and one is we did reach out to where we got Arlo.
Yes.
For ethical reasons, we felt we needed to inform her to let her know in case there were other puppies in this litter, so that she could go ahead and contact the other people that might have gotten the rest of the litter. So that door is closed, and we feel good about that, and we did our due diligence and we spread the information. And then the second thing I wanted to cover is, everybody, please appreciate your vets. These people go to medical school, and these people rack up student loans, and these people have intense schooling, and they don't get paid nearly as much as like a regular doctor would.
They do it because they care.
So just know that every vet that you come in contact with is a vet because they love animals and they love what they do, and the payoff is not nearly as much as it should be. And I'm so thankful for the two vets that we took Arlo to.
Absolutely. They did an incredible job, and he's here, he's a happy puppy, and we are so excited to experience life with him. My hand is shaking so bad because I have been holding this for like 10 minutes. Yes. So sorry if it's starting to jiggle a little bit.
Little puppy face!
There he is, Arlo!
He's
you can see his little shaved, like, his drumstick chicken bone arm.
His catheters.
Little catheter.
He's kind of dipping in energy a little bit right now because we realized that the medications that he was prescribed make him a little bit sleepy.
But he was sprinting around an hour ago.
He's starting to bite and play, and he loves Calvin a lot.
And he's getting along with Farley, and we'll show you that relationship as it blossoms. But Burden, let's start this day now that we've just gotten this off of our chest, and I could put this camera down because it hurts so bad. And let's have some breakfast, right?
Yay!
And there it is. There's the logo. And then right behind the logo, we have some delicious breakfast to start our day. Literally 10 minutes into this video, we're finally starting an apartment vlog. Got a breakfast sandwich here with some hash browns, bacon, eggs, and cheese. And then Burden has some eggs over here as well with some bacon and hash browns and some toast, some mango for both of us, and then some orange juice. This is gonna be good. So now we're outside. We're all done with breakfast. We're taking Arlo on a little walk. We have to walk him in a very specific part of the apartment complex on the other side of the parking lots, and then follow him with this bottle of bleach. So if he does end up using the bathroom, we have to be very careful and keep an eye on him, and then spray the spot that we clean up after he goes, just because Parvo is very contagious to other dogs, and it's through dog stool, so in case he's contagious for the next few days, then we want to be as careful as possible. So, yep, bottle of bleach. He's doing good. He's wearing his new little harness, and he's having a good time, right, buddy? Hi. Look at him, he's being all playful.
So strong.
Yay, Arlo.
He's still getting used to his little puppy legs, so sometimes he just falls over.
Right? And because of just the 5 or 6 medicines we're giving him, just sometimes I'll just kind of like, whoop, and just kind of fall over.
I can't wait till we don't have to give you medicines anymore.
I know, right?
Let your little body heal.
Something that was kind of cool. Brennan got me this the other day, and it was really, really nice because she was, I don't know, I guess thanking me for just being a part of this process. Thank you, Brennan.
You're welcome.
It was really sweet. And it's appropriate because, you know, Stitch is a dog, and it's all about Ohana.
The dog of the family.
The dog of the family, quote unquote. Hey there, buddy. And then right over here, there's Calvin, keeping a vigilant eye. I'm gonna see if I can try to capture their relationship, I suppose, because it's been interesting and very, very surprisingly positive and progressive for the most part. They're playing. It's so interesting to me how easily Calvin is taken to Arlo comparatively to Farley. Farley's just kind of been indifferent, just kind of walking around, continuing what he does. But Calvin's been very, very curious and tolerable for the most part. He's never swatted at him, hissed at him, as far as I know. And Arlo's just loving playing with him, just kind of chasing him around. They're gonna knock my guitars down here in just a second. But yeah, I don't know, it's adorable, honestly. And it's just so cool that they're both kind of so close in age so that Calvin can grow up with Arlo here. And we'll see what happens with Farley, but I think Farley's just kind of the older mentor of all these animals and just kind of ignores them all and then smacks them if they get too close. Hey, Calvin. Ooh. What do you think? Yeah? Look how long you are, dude. Oh no! What's he? Is he just nibbling on you? What is this?
Get him back, Calvin. Get him back.
See, this is interesting because Calvin and Farley have never had this, like, relationship, I suppose. Calvin's usually the one that that bothers Farley. So to actually be bothered by Arlo is something he's, like, not used to at all. This is super cool to kind of sit here because several months ago, Brendan and I were talking about getting a dog or a cat or both. And here we are. She's playing with her puppy right over there, and I'm playing with my kitten right here. This is cool, isn't it, Brennan?
Yeah.
Just how things ended up working out.
We just need Farley here.
Yeah, Farley. He'll get more involved,
Hey.
I'm sure. Hey, buddy. He really likes this rope, as does... I think this is Arlo's favorite little toy that we've gotten him so far.
He loves Calvin's toys, though.
Yeah, I think he likes the cat toys more than the puppy toys that we've gotten him, but they both really like this rope. Okay, so I am outside now. I am going rollerblading because Brennan is taking a nap inside, and the idea is to try to condition Arlo to anticipate us being away or not present for a certain amount of time, in the sense of whenever we inevitably go back to our physical jobs, that he needs to be prepared that we're not going to be home for like 8 to 10 hours a day. And that's hard right now during this time of quarantine to kind of get him used to that because we are always home, but hopefully at some point he will kind of get used to it the more we kind of wean him into it by taking smaller and smaller incremental periods of time away from him and the apartment. So I'm rollerblading for that reason, and then also just to try to get back into what's normal for us, because this past week, I don't really need to go into it because we talked for 10 minutes already in this video, but this past week has not been normal whatsoever in terms of just waiting for Arlo to either get better or get worse. We had been calling every 8 hours just to get updates on his health situation. We haven't been able to do things like this, like rollerblade, like entertain ourselves. We felt guilty about watching television or playing Mario Kart or just doing anything. Everything has just been set to the side so much for the past week, just in terms of just helping him get through this. And now that we have him back, it is a blessing. It is amazing. I feel calm being able to be outside and do this. I'm in the shade right now, but it's a very, very sunny and beautiful day today. But isn't it odd just how special just rollerblading can be, something like that? I just came up on a road that I've always thought is funny, on this like road that kind of leads over to SeaWorld. This is called Turkey Leg Drive, and I guess that epitomizes Orlando. Okay, so we are back inside. Well, I'm back inside. Farley is now awake for the day. Hi, buddy. I made myself some lunch here. Have some Cheetos here, some key lime pie, pickles, and then a delicious sandwich there. And we're watching Parks and Rec. So I'm all done with lunch, and I'm down here on the ground just to kind of show off something that I think is really cute. We have all three animals just kind of hanging out together, enjoying each other's company, taking a communal snooze. Right here, here's Arlo, just snoozing away. He's been very active today, chasing Calvin around the apartment. Calvin's in his little bed, and then Farley is way up there serving the kingdom. So Brennan, you are finally done with your work, your conference calls today. You've been a very busy lady,
yeah.
And I've been very alone today.
No.
Not really. I took Arlo on a walk, and I've been hanging out with the cats, and I think everybody's taking another nap right now, which I'm kind of jealous of, but not us. We are going to be playing in honor of Arlo, Soggy Doggy. From the makers, probably not, of the Yeti and My Spaghetti game, another name with a rhyme in the title. We're going to be playing Soggy Doggy. We have our doggy right here. We have some water. I think the point of this is just to get each other all damp. But I'm not sure. We have a few pieces here to figure out, and then we'll start playing. So we've constructed our doggy in his little bath, his shower head here. We've put some batteries in there, and it's on and ready to go. And now Brennan needs to pour the water in the bathtub. We have to fill him up, and then we have to prime him a little bit. I think we do that with this.
Oh my god.
Because as the instructions say, we have to get doggy really soggy. Because I think the point of this is just to...
getting the table wet.
Am I?
Yeah. Like...
The point of this is just to get him all wet so he can shake all over us and get us damp.
This is just spilling everywhere. I think I put too much water.
Can we play this with like tequila or something?
Oh my god.
Look at that little face. Okay, so I think we are ready to play Soggy Doggy. We read the instructions. Essentially, we have to make it around the, I guess it's kind of a game board here. And every time we land on one of these certain spots, we either have to prime him with a little bit more water, or we turn this, and this is what could potentially cause him to shake. And if he shakes, we get sent back to the little basket here where we start, and then we have to start over again until somebody gets all the way around and doesn't get soaked by Soggy Doggy. So Brennan, do you want to go first?
I guess so.
This is exciting.
Blue.
So she moves up to blue, so she's going to turn that once. And she's safe. Ah!
That scared me.
Oh god.
Oh my god. I didn't like that. Arlo came over.
Oh no.
Was just like, what was that?
So, yep. So we moved a couple of spots, and now Brennan has to get sent all the way back here. So we just keep playing that until one of us makes it all the way around. That startled the crap out of me.
Oh my god. Make them soggy. Okay. blow. Oh no.
Ah!
Dang it! I have my token though.
Yeah, so this is kind of hard to film, but basically if you get sent back here, you get a token, and then if you make him shake again, then you can exchange the token, and you don't have to be sent back all the way to the basket. And when you roll the die here, if you roll this this symbol right here with the paw print on it, then you get to go in front of the person, which is, I'm the only other person that's playing right now. So, yep, basically Brennan's made him go twice, but she's still winning. That makes sense.
Like, we're not getting wet. The table is.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Shake, doggy.
No! Crap. So I have to go all the way back to the beginning, and you just have a few more to go. You could win.
I could.
Ah.
I don't have the protection of my coin.
So I just rolled the paw print. So I moved all the way from here, all the way in front of Brennan, right there.
Not fair.
Now I get to
just
saturate Soggy Doggy. The question mark means you roll again for some reason.
So pointless. Oh no.
You can do it.
I'm so close.
Isn't it terrifying? Ah!
Hate him.
So you have to go all the way back to the basket.
No!
I rolled a red.
You win.
Which means that I win.
No!
Well, that was easy. What'd you think of Soggy Doggy? He's just going for it.
He's moving. He's on the move.
This is a lot more fun than Yeti my spaghetti. Kind of just want to make this into a gift. So we're out on the porch now. There goes Arlo to say hi to Brennan. Soggy Doggy is drawing way over there on the table. I wanted to show off what I've been up to outside, because this is not how you probably saw all of these plants out here. So basically Farley has decided that he wants to just eat all of the plants. So in order to save them, you can kind of see just like where he's been biting all these leaves. I got these like styrofoam boards, I guess, from like the dollar store, and I tried to put them up to block them from Farley, but they get them falling down because of the wind. So I kind of constructed a fortress here against Farley's invasiveness, I suppose, to try to keep him out, which he's already kind of found a way to. He just kind of hops over here and just walks across and just eats the leaves as he wants at his convenience. So I'll probably have to do something a little bit more permanent, because this is not going to last that long being, I guess, styrofoam. The plants, though, are doing pretty good, especially these up here. They are doing fantastic. Way over there on the table are some flowers from Brennan. She got me that stitch earlier today, and she got me those flowers too, just because, I guess.
Roy was really good at handling the Arlo situation, and it didn't feel like it was like a me problem. It felt like this was our family, this was our unit in trouble, and he just did really well. And taking over when I couldn't handle things, and we just complimented each other really well. And so it was just like a little gift to say, like, thank you for doing this.
Well, that's really sweet. You didn't have to do that. He's part of my little family. We're all one big happy family now, so he's part of it. Got to take care of him.
Yeah.
But yay, this is the garden, and we'll see how this changes at some point. There's some flowers that are starting to kind of pop up on the middle one there, which is getting enormous. The other ones, maybe not so much.
The cucumbers, so
yeah.
I've got a couple flowers, which means once the flowers falls off, I'll start having some cucumbers.
Hooray! I just want a big fat watermelon, but I don't know if that's gonna work out. I am not sure what is happening right now, but I love it. Look at this. Arlo's just laying on Calvin, and Calvin is just, I don't even know. Calvin was just asleep in the bed, and Arlo just comes up and just flops himself on top. And I thought he was gonna leave before I had a chance to grab the camera and show what's going on, but apparently not. Well, that's cute. I really do hope that their relationship improves even more. Way over here, here's Farley. Again, just kind of monitoring the situation. Brennan is on a work call yet again. I'm alone, but I think we are going to figure out something to do a little bit special for dinner tonight and maybe get something unique instead of just ordering in, or instead of just cooking something. So way over there is SeaWorld, which hopefully one of these days we will be able to maybe, I don't know, rollerblade around or something. And we are gonna come to KFC tonight for dinner because we have not had Kentucky Fried Chicken in kind of a long time. It is very overdue, and that kind of sounds like it's gonna hit the spot today. Okay, so we made it back home, and we are about to watch Prop Culture, which has been an incredibly amazing show on Disney Plus, where they just kind of showcase a bunch of the cool remaining props from a lot of famous Disney movies, and this is what we got from KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Looks like Calvin wants himself some, but got a big chicken box here, some peach Mountain Dew, which I don't think I've ever had before. We're gonna get a couple chicken sandwiches, some mashed potatoes, and then some chicken on the side. This is gonna hit the spot. Okay. So it looks like Arlo's being a little bit playful. Pulling out Calvin's bed. He was chasing around Calvin a second ago, and then he walked over to Farley, who turned around and just
smacked him.
Gave him a smack, letting him know what's going on. I think Calvin's a little bit too nice to put Arlo in his place yet. And we can't decide if they're playing actively or if Arlo is actually kinda, that's pretty cute, if he's traumatizing Calvin at all. But that has been very interesting because Calvin was the one that was giving Farley a hard time, and now Arlo's giving Calvin a hard time. So just to kind of see what happens with that has been interesting to watch Calvin kind of experience, I guess.
I mean, Arlo hasn't shown any signs of like aggression. Like, he's not growling or barking at Calvin. He's just kind of like chasing him and nipping at him.
I think he's definitely playing. It just depends whether or not Calvin sees it that way, but he hasn't hissed. He hasn't really swatted back at him excessively. He's kind of kicked him a little bit, but I'm wondering if he's playing too or if he's trying to figure that out himself. Either way, it's interesting. What are you doing? See, look at this. Look how interested Calvin is in what Arlo's up to. Even though Arlo's kind of been tormenting him a little bit, he's still very curious and wants to be very involved with Arlo, which is incredible because that first day that we brought him home, Calvin was terrified of Arlo hiding in the closet, and he's just grown more and more and more tolerable of him, I guess, every single day. So hopefully they have a reasonable relationship fostering. Calvin really just, or I guess Arlo really likes this this setup over here of all the cats' toys and trees and whatnot. He's been playing with our cat tree, which that's kind of cute. Okay, so I think we are gonna go and end the video. We have all three animals, or we had them. That was complicated
harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Well, we're gonna go and end it here because we have to give Arlo some more medicine. We have to take him out on a walk, and it's been a long day.
And ready for bed.
Yeah, and it's already probably been kind of a long video. And if you've made it to the end of this, then thank you so much. We really appreciate that. It's been an absolute blessing, and it's been more and more obvious the deeper we get into this quarantine, just for me personally, how important that this outlet is to me, both creatively and just how to distract myself, especially during this time that's been really, really hard for us. Yeah. And I'm very excited to be very positive kind of moving forward. I have a few ideas for some fun activities that we can do. Things are also starting to kind of open back up. Today is the opening day of City Walk back at Universal. Disney Springs opens up, I believe, next week or in a couple days. So who knows, honestly. I think we're getting there, you know?
Yeah, slowly but surely.
And then one other thing, which the timing of this is a little bit unfortunate. So tomorrow for us, today when you're watching this, Avatar: The Last Airbender is coming to Netflix. And I bought the entire series. I've been waiting. This is one of my favorite shows. Can you get Appa so I can show just how much I love Avatar: The Last Airbender? I have a giant Appa plush that I bought years ago. I have been waiting for Avatar to come to some sort of a streaming service for so long, and I finally just bought the series, and then not even a day or two later, they announced that it was finally coming to Netflix. But now I can own it because I have been wanting to own it for the longest time. Anyway, this was a tangent. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Brennan, thank you for hanging out with me too.
Yeah,
I appreciated it.
We quarantined together, baby.
You did a lot of work today.
I did.
Wasn't a lot of like apartment to this apartment vlog, but we're getting back into it, and I'm optimistic about the future, and I'm positive, which is a very good thing right about now. So we'll see you later. Have a good day, and goodbye.